Hi friends, today I am giving a lecture on differences between C language and C++ language. It is one of the most important concept in campus interviews point of view and also comprehensive viva point of view and also lab examination point of view. So now in this video we have to discuss about the differences between C language and C++ language. First one, C language is a procedure oriented language because in C language most of the C programs are divided into some number of modules or procedures or functions. So then we can say that C language is a procedure oriented language. But in the case of C++ language, C++ language is a object oriented language. Okay, in C++ language, every C++ program based on classes and objects. So then we can say that C++ is an object oriented programming language. Okay, second one is in C language, every C program has the extension .c. In C++ language, every C++ program has the extension .cpp. Next one, the header file used for C language is stdio.h. That is standard input output header file. Here standard input function is scanf function, standard output function is printf function. Both input and output functions are available in a header file. That header file is called as stdio.h. While in the case of C++ language, the header file used for C++ language is iostream.h. That is input output stream header file. Here input stream can be represented by cin, output stream can be represented by cout. Whereas stream is nothing but a sequence of characters. So input output stream.h is the header file used for C++ language. C language is a middle level language, whereas C++ language is a high level language. In some books, C language is a high level language with low level features, but really C language is a middle level language, whereas C++ is a object oriented language, that is high level language. Next one, in C language supports only pointers, while in the case of C++ language, C++ language uses both pointers and references also. In C language, C programs are divided into some number of modules and procedures. While in the case of C++ language, C++ programs are divided into classes and objects. Here, modules and procedures in the case of C language, in C language, C programs are divided into some number of modules and procedures. But in the case of C++ language, C++ programs are divided into classes and objects. Next one, C language uses the top-down approach in program design. Suppose we want to design a program in C language, first we have to use the requirement analysis, that is analysis phase, next one design phase, next one coding phase, next one testing phase. Okay, this is the top-down approach. While in the case of C++ language, C++ language uses the bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach. Okay, next one is in C language there are 32 keywords are there, while in the case of C++ language there are 54 keywords are there. Okay. Next one is C language is a function driven language, whereas C++ language is a object driven language, because C language focus on functions or procedures, whereas C++ language focus on objects and classes. Okay, C language focus on steps or a procedure to solve a given problem, whereas C++ language focus on or emphasize on objects, because it is a object oriented language. Next one is C language does not allow the function overloading concept, whereas in C++ language it allows or supports function overloading concept. Function overloading is nothing but the same function name can be used for different purposes. That is nothing but, so add function is used for addition of two integers. The same add function is used for addition of two floating point numbers. So that is nothing but function overloading. C language does not allow the function overloading concept, whereas C++ language supports the function overloading concept. C language does not allow inline functions, whereas C++ language allows the inline function concept. Next one, in C language variables are declared at declaration section before they use, whereas in C++ program wherever the variables are required, then we have to declare that variables at that point. But in the case of C language, okay, whatever the variables we have to used in C program, that variables are declared in the declaration section, whereas whereas in C++ programming the variables are declared whenever it is necessary. That point we have to declare that variables in C++ language. Next one is exception handling concept is not available in C language, whereas in C++ language exception handling mechanism is there, where exceptions are catched by using try and catch statements. Next one is the concept of inheritance is not available in C language, whereas in C++ language, so the concept of inheritance is available. So what is the meaning of inheritance? Acquiring the properties or characteristics from parent to child. Next one is the functions used for input and output are scanf and printf functions in C language. In C language, scanf function is used for reading purposes. Printf function is used for printing purposes. Okay, so that is input function is scanf function, output function is printf function. Whereas in C++ language, input function is cin, output function is cout. Next one is C language is a procedure or a function oriented language, whereas in C++ it is a object oriented language. Next, in C language we have to use dynamic memory allocation functions such as malloc, calloc, realloc and free function. Malloc is used for allocating memory at runtime. Calloc is nothing but used for allocating memory to a block, to a multiple blocks. Free function is used for deallocating the memory that are allocated by malloc and calloc function. Next, realloc function is used for once the memory is allocated, that memory is not sufficient, then we have to reallocate the memory by using reallocate. So these are the 4 functions used for dynamic memory allocation in C language: malloc, calloc, realloc, free. Next, in the case of C++ language, memory allocation and deallocation can be done by using 2 operators, new and delete operators. New operator is used for memory allocation. Delete operator is used for memory deallocation. Next one, no virtual function concept in C language, whereas in the case of C++ language we have to use virtual function concept. Next one, polymorphism concept is not available in C language, whereas in C++ polymorphism concept, poly means many, forms means many forms. Okay, polymorphism concept is available in C++ language. Okay, here polymorphism or encapsulation are the 2 important object-oriented concepts. So C++ is the object-oriented language. Then so polymorphism and encapsulation, so that concepts are available in C++ language, whereas C language is a procedure-oriented language. So here we are not using any object-oriented concepts in C language. Next one, multiple declaration of global variables is not allowed, is allowed in C language. Here, multiple declaration of global variables is not allowed in C++ language. Okay, multiple declaration of global variables is allowed only in C language, but in the case of C++ language, that facility is not available. Okay, so these are the commonly differences between C language and C++ language. Next, what are the relationship between C language and C++ language? Okay, here C++ language is derived from C language. Then we can say that C++ language is a superset of C language. Before naming the C++ language, so C++ language can be defined as C language with classes. Okay, C language with classes so can be treated as C++ language. Before the language can be named as C++ language, then the language can be called as C language with classes. Okay. Whatever the operators used in C language, that operators are also used in C++ language. What are the rules are used for creating the expression and evaluating that expression? So the same rules are also followed in C++ language. Okay. Mainly C language language is derived from C language. Then we can say that C++ is a superset of C language. So these are the relation between C language and C++ language. Okay. So all the programs that are run in C language that are also run on C++ compiler. Okay, we can take C programs, that C programs are also run on the C++ compiler. But what are the C++ programs? That C programs are not run on C compiler, because all the C programs run on C++ compiler, but all the C++ programs are not run on C compiler. So these are the relationship between C language and C++ language, and these are the 20 differences between C language and C++ language. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel name DIVVELA SRINIVASA, DIVVELA DIVVELA SRINIVASA. Please subscribe my this channel. Thank you.